welcome to the Sarah Knits podcast, where I talk about all of my knitting and crafting adventures. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah Knits, on Ravelry as Sarah Knits 13, by email at sarahknits@gmail.com, and my group on Facebook is called Sock Knitting Addicts, where there's over 10,000 crazy sock knitters like me. So if you want to join us, go check that out on Facebook. I've been doing a ton of knitting over the past few weeks, but I only have one finished object and it's not even knit. So it'll make sense when you see what I've been working on. I've got like 5 projects going and I've not finished any of them. But my only finished objects today are 4 pot holders that I made on my pro size pot holder loom. So I've started getting the Keep On Looping subscription from Acorn and Twigs, which is just a monthly subscription box of 4 pro size worth of pot holder loops, the Harrisville design loops, and they're like color coordinated for the month. So this was August. Next time I film, I'll show you September's. It's like a mermaidy theme. So it comes with enough loops to make 4 plus a few extras, and then design cards that show you how to make specific designs if you want to follow their guidelines. So that's what I did. These remind me very much of like watermelon. So there's 4 of them. Here's one. There's another one. And the last one. I like these very much. I do have to trim a couple like loose strings here and there, but otherwise I like them a lot. And so these will be, I don't know who they'll be for, but this set of 4, and I'll probably do like some dishcloths and whatnot for Christmas gifts for somebody. So that is my only finished object. Whips. I have 5. Last time I talked to you, only 2 of these were on the needles. So I will show you those ones first. This is the one that has, well, not that one, where'd it go? The one that's gotten the least amount of work is the DK pair of socks I'm knitting for a gift for somebody. I don't know where I was last time, but this is still the first sock and I have just barely started the heel flap. This is yarn that my friend Henry HM Fibercrafts has made. So this is on size 3 needles. It is the free pattern from Crazy Sock Lady. It's called like DK Weight Vanilla Socks or something like that. I'm doing the medium size. And there's hair all over it. But yeah, so have not worked a ton on those. The other whip that I had last time, has had a ton of work, and that is my Pagona Shawl by the pattern is by Stephen West, and it is massive, and I'm not really going to be able to show you because it is outgrowing the needles it is on. I have this much yarn left to go, so it's going to be huge. Right now I'm striping in the purple. Absolutely massive. Like I said, I can't really show you, but it's going to be gorgeous, and it smells really good. I don't know, it must have been the lotion I was wearing when I was working on this. But anyways, here is where I was last time. So it's gotten a ton of work, and I'll move that up, my little narwhal dude. I really hope this will be done by next time. The rows are so long now that it's taking like half an hour to do 1 row, but hopefully pretty soon I'll be into just the purple, which will be the last section, and it's going to be really pretty, and I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. So yeah, that was the only other whip I had going last time. I went just a tiny bit cast on crazy since then. Cast on 2 pairs of socks. This first one, if I can get it out of the bag, I have finished the gusset decreases. This is from a sock blank from Weird Sisters Wool Emporium, and it's their Lorelei Sock base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, and it is the Stars Who Listen gradient. So actually on their Etsy, if you order this, they will dye it in the sock blank form and then turn it into a skein for you. I asked them to leave it as a sock blank because I wanted to knit it that way. But here's what the whole gradient looks like and the sock so far. So that's going to be really pretty. This is my first sock blank and I'm really enjoying it. The stitches are a little bit curly, wiggly. I don't know how you would explain it, but once it's worn or washed, it'll flatten out and look normal. So there's that one. Another sock whip I've cast on. I'm just throwing things on the floor because why not? This one hasn't had a ton of work, but this is yarn from Whimsical Wood Yarn Co. in their Pixie Toe Sock, which is a 75/25, and the colorway is Winter Wonder Ass. I don't know if that's a reference. I don't think so. But this is what it looks like in the cake. Very pretty. And these are going to be shorty socks. So I think I'm done with the heel flap and I need to do the heel turn. Just a tiny little bit of sock done, but that's going to be really pretty. So there is that. As always, for fingering weight socks, US 1 Chow-Goo needles. I knit all of my socks magic loop. Most of the socks that I make for me, I cast on 60 stitches, but I do the heel flap and heel turn as if it was a 64 stitch, like a size medium in most patterns, and then I just modify the heel turn a little bit to make it work. All right, next whip. Very exciting. My first ever sweater. And this was not on the needles last time you saw it, so this has gotten a ton of work too. This is going to be the Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits. I'm choosing not to do the pearl ridge on the sleeves. But here it is so far. I've separated for the sleeves, probably about an inch past separating for the sleeves, and then I've decided to go back and do the sleeves first, and then I will finish the body because I want to make it as long as possible with the yarn that I have. Like I said, my first sweater, I'm pretty proud of myself. The yarn I'm using, if I can dig it out here, is from Knit Picks, and it is their Swish Worsted, which is 100% superfine superwash merino. 100% fine superwash merino, there we go. And they come in 50 gram little thingies, 110 yards to 50 grams. So I got a ton of these, I don't know how many. But on the Knit Picks website, they have this thing where if you buy more than 10 skeins of something, you can put in a code for a certain percentage off. I don't remember all the details, but I am making the size extra large of that sweater, and I have spent maybe $95 total on all of the yarn for it, which is pretty good for a sweater if you're using 100% wool. And it's really soft and I do like it. No complaints at all. The color is Estuary Heather. So there's that. Hopefully I will have that all done by the next time we talk too. I've got big plans. This is going to be my Rhinebeck sweater, which I'll talk about more at the end. All right, last whip is not knitting. I had mentioned last time about how I was going to weave dishcloths on my potholder loom, and I figured I would show you. I've been knitting so much that I haven't actually gotten any done, but I'm halfway through. So what I'm doing is I'm holding this is Knit Picks Dishy, 2 dishcloth yarns together, and this is the pro-sized loom from Harrisville Designs. and so I'm just weaving it like that. I don't really know how to explain it verbally, but I'm gonna link a video down below, which is the video that I watched to learn how to weave with yarn on these looms. It's a really good option if you have a lot of dishcloth yarn you're wanting to use, because the loops can be pretty expensive. But if you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see that, I have a ton of dishcloth yarn, and this works up way faster than knitting a dishcloth. So there's that. Hopefully I'll have 1 or 2 done to show you guys next time. I've just been on the knitting train. That's it for FOs and whips. I do have a few acquisitions. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes. Because if I don't have notes, I forget to talk about things. All right, first 2 are, well, first 3, I guess. Yarn I got on my birthday trip, which I'll talk about more at the end in case you're not interested in life stuff. This first one is Spun Right Round in their classic sock, which is 100% merino. There's no nylon, but I'm not super rough on my socks, so I'm hoping that's okay. This is the colorway Lady Luck. 438 yards, 200 grams. Really pretty green color. And then the other 2 I got on that same trip are, I think it's called Simply Natural by Haiku. This is like an Aran weight. It is 183 yards per 100 grams. Color is 003 natural, and it is 40% baby alpaca, 40% fine merino wool, and 20% mulberry silk. Really soft and nice. The store I went to was in Massachusetts, in the town I can't remember the name of, but the store was called Colorful Stitches. But these feel really nice. This is going to be a cabled cowl for a Christmas gift for somebody. And I've never done cables before, but I've picked out the pattern and I am ready to try it when some of these whips are off the needles. Of course, I got a bunch of these for my sweater as acquisitions. And then I ordered some Halloween themed like needle stoppers, stitch stoppers, I don't know what you would call them, stitch stoppers, from Skulls and Hooks on Etsy, and I will link them down below. And they're basically, I don't know if you can see the little holes, but you put them on your needles to keep them from the stitches keep the stitches from falling off when you are not working on it. And that is something that I've done before. If I just shove it down in my bag, the stitches fall off. I have some plain ones, but I wanted some cute Halloween ones, and they are very cute. I got little bats, little teal pumpkins, and little black skulls. And I know they're tiny and they're probably really hard to see. So like I said, I'll link her shop down below and you can see all of the stuff that she makes. Last couple whips. Smitten, my local yarn store here in Rochester, New Hampshire, recently had their 2nd birthday. Been open for 2 years. So I went over there. They were having a little celebration and I got a couple of things. No yarn, which I'm very proud of myself for. First of all, I got this in, I think it's called an easy gauge or something. I threw the packaging away, which probably wasn't smart. But basically what it is it's a 4-inch ruler, but it's magnified. So you can lay it down on your project and get your gauge. And they've got it marked in 1/2-inch increments as well. So like when you make a gauge swatch, and it makes it super easy. I use this on the gauge swatch for my sweater and I like it a lot. If I can find it anywhere, I'll link it down below. And then the last 2 things I got from there, I don't know if you can see it, I got a pin, the Smitten Yarn Co. pin, and then I got like a sticker, but that's already on my computer. Then I got a needle gauge from Coco Knits. Not really because I needed it, but mostly because it's fun to play with. and it's useful. But if you can see, it's got all the different needle sizes. Like this one is a US 13 9mm, and it's all compact in this little tiny thingy, and it's fun to fiddle with too. And then last but not least, I don't know what you call these. It's like a stitch fixer keychain thingy. Apparently I don't know words today. But it's got 2 crochet hooks, one big one and one little one. It's a 2mm and a 3.5, and it's to, you know, pick up drop stitches or fix mistakes. I have one of these in every single one of my knitting bags, except for one, which is why I bought this, to remedy that situation. All right, that's all of the knitting stuff, really. Let's talk life stuff. I just had my 28th birthday, and my husband and I own a timeshare. We actually bought it off of my grandparents who weren't using it anymore. And you can trade it to go pretty much anywhere you want. So we went to the Berkshires for a week over my birthday. It was kind of like a working trip. I brought my computer and I had to work. I couldn't get time off. But one of the days that I wasn't working, Luke, my husband, planned this whole surprise day for me. He wouldn't tell me what we were doing until the day of. And he did such a good job. So obviously I love knitting. I also love to read, and I'm a huge history fan. I like historical fiction. I like old houses, that sort of thing. So what he did, and I didn't know until that day, he planned a day. We went out to brunch, and then we went to a knitting store, which was the Colorful Stitches that I got those at. Then he took me to a bookstore, and I got a few books. I found some really cool ones. And then after that, kind of the big surprise is he took me to this place called Ventfort Hall, which is this beautiful old mansion, and it was actually built to be the summer home of J.P. Morgan's sister Sarah. J.P. Morgan, like the banker, tycoon, rich dude. Great description, Sarah. But anyways, it was built for that purpose. She used it as her summer home. It's had other purposes over the years. It was a ballet school for a while. For a while it was in a lot of disrepair. They were actually going to tear it down and build like condos or something. But the town historical society like ended up saving it. They're restoring it, and you go through, you can see all the rooms, and they have a lot, not a lot is original furniture, but they have like replicas and what they think it would look like, based on notes and things that they've found. And JP Morgan's family has donated stuff and kind of filled in the gaps. So it's gorgeous. It's as if it were, I don't know, maybe the 1910s, 1920s. The whole house, there's like the ballroom, and they've got all this beautiful furniture and dresses, and I can't explain it well, but it was amazing, and I had so much fun. And then after that we went to dinner, and I finished the day in the jetted tub in my room with a book, which, if any of you know me personally, that is like the most perfect day that I could ever have. And he planned all of that with zero input from me. So he did a really good job. So there was that. And then now that we're home, I am full on Rhinebeck mode. I am going to Rhinebeck this year. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. So I'm working on the sweater. That's going to be my Rhinebeck sweater. I'd like to have the shawl done for Rhinebeck. Other than that, I think that's really all I had to talk about today. Next episode is episode 25, and I will be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, in the meantime, subscribe if you want to see future videos, and always remember to be kind to each other. Thank you. Bye.